vision. Rains are just not coming the way we expected them to come. And this is not the first time. Some people might think it's not possible, but leave them alone. Let us be positive, it is possible. Trucks, they leave this country to deliver goods in Kinshasa, and that river is in Kinshasa. Just passing Oshikango border into Angola via Rwanda, and then they are in Kinshasa. Taking four days is that really distance that you cannot bring water. Last week, one of our prominent leaders in the continent was asking me, this nation is important, and we should not write it off, but it should not be the only way. Was asking me, the water from the Congo River goes to the sea, and then get polluted, become salty. Now you spend money to make it fresh, instead of using it while it is fresh. So that's why it's possible. And it can be one of the African projects, because we are talking about African integration. So therefore, we should not be deterred to start our project. We are starting them because that will then make us to think that definitely we need to invest on sustainable water to come into our country. I am therefore looking forward to this project to make a significant contribution not only to the realization of the Sustainable Development Goals, but by implications our own Vision 2030. You know, when you invest in agriculture, when you produce agricultural products, you are not just talking about employing people in the garden like what we are seeing here. But if we have those big projects, it will contribute to the growth of our economy, and then able to create the necessary jobs. Thereby, we will take our people out of poverty. Namibia is a population of 2.5. If we have to add our visitors, I wonder if we can go to 3 million. And if we are producing, for example, tomatoes or anything, and we flood all the market, and we are not able maybe to export them raw, we must put up processing plants. You might think I'm joking, but it's possible. The program will block our minds. Everything comes, you say, it's not possible. Because you are thinking of a big enterprise, maybe you have seen in London, not knowing that they started small. We must learn to start small and grow big. And that is what I'm seeing of this Tsumkwe project. It's starting small, but with all this commitment coming, I can assure you it's going to be big. And then we will see all these places, maybe even become smaller, and we may move to other areas. Therefore, for the communities who are involved, and everybody, we must make sure whatever resources is made available, we use it for the specific purpose. Because accountability is very important. And that's why I have come here. These ambassadors, they have initiated a project. They asked me to drive it, and I accepted to drive it. to champion it, and that's why I'll be coming regularly to see what you are doing. I was thinking of maybe to say I'll come back after another month, but my ambassadors, the ambassadors have taken an initiative and to say we are going to be back in 2 months' time. I cannot contradict that. I cannot contradict that. And with vegetable growing, 2 months is enough for you to see a progress. So we will come. And we might not make it a big thing, like maybe, we are coming here to assess progress. We are coming here to assess progress, and we really want to see progress. So as I conclude once again, I want to thank the African ambassadors, the Embassy of Brazil, and the World Food Program, and the FAO for your commitment to this work. Mr. George, your love of the Africa countryside is now paying dividends. We are already beneficiary. Every time you want to see George, you call him, he's somewhere, I don't know. And I think now he knows this country more than some of us. And he's not there as a tourist, he's there working. So if we can all be hands-on, like what we are seeing, then we'll be able to reform this continent, including Namibia. I want to thank Comrade the Governor, Comrade the Councillor, for your leadership, which you should continue to provide in the region, and I'll keep calling you on the Tsumkwe project. And once again to the community, you must know hard work pays. This is your project, and it must be successful and depends on you. And I want to see both men and women involved. I am a vice president of SWAPO. I don't want to bring the SWAPO into government, but gender equality policy is a government policy. I want to see where you have two people, one should be a man, one should be a woman. I want true integration. Where it's not possible, increase the number. And when you are looking for another employment, do what the AU is doing now. I give you an example. We were to elect the president of the African University and the vice president of the African University. Every region was supposed to nominate. And you know, this is a university, and you need really to nominate a person with a high experience in the management of universities. It must be a person still involved in universities. So Southern Africa nominated the Vice Chancellor of the Namibian University. Professor Matengo was nominated by Southern Africa. Other 4 regions also nominated the candidate, and all of them were men. Now, we went through the process of voting. I must tell you, it was not easy, but I was there representing you. After the 5th round, Professor Matengo came out. And Sadaka won that seat. Now, because all the others were men, we have to suspend the election and say the remaining 4 regions, they must nominate a woman. So when we are going next week, we are going to elect the Vice Chancellor of the University, of the African University, but all the 4 candidates are going to be women. Because when the Vice Chancellor, when the President is a man, automatically the Vice President must be a woman. So we should also have that in our programs. There is no question of no qualified women. Unless you want to say, I'm standing here unqualified. Why do you think only the few Netumbos can be qualified out of over 51% of the Namibian population? That's not possible. So next time I come, I want to see the participation of both men and women in this project. So our UNACO, who's a partner, thank you very much.